But I feel like we could really create this beautiful bridge between the two, between like birth affirmation and emotional preparation, and connect it with your pelvic floor. Because when I had my first eye tour, when I experienced, all the pressure of her head coming out to this full crown place, I was like, get her out. I had never experienced that level of pressure before. And so rather than holding the crown as long as I could and allowing my body to spontaneously push when it was ready, I added extra force because I felt emotionally overwhelmed. I really deeply believe if I had practice creating positive pathways to support me in being able to navigate the experience of having that level of pressure in my body at that time, and also had developed mindfulness with my pelvic floor, I would have been able to hold that longer. And I think that could have decreased my risk for tearing. With my second birth, I did some of these practices and then I didn't tear at all. And it's not that I didn't tear it specifically, but that when the process was happening, I felt totally cool. I was talking. If you go to my page and look at the birth video pinned, when he was crowning, I was just talking like he's crowning. I felt like really, really calm because it was just like pressure, it's just pressure. There wasn't any emotional stuff. Use positive affirmation around perineal massage. I have not seen a lot of research on the emotional benefit of perineal massage, only the physical benefit of reducing tearing risk for first-time parents. But I have found that perineal massage, when you use it deliberately, you can make it kind of sexy and sweet to cultivate intimacy, connect with your partner, and both take an opportunity to really put a lot of attention on preparing this part of your body and preparing you mentally for the process of your baby coming into the world. So if you can have your partner perform perineal massage, and then while they're doing that, give you or say to you positive affirmations, or you say to yourself, or to have like a soundtrack of positive affirmations. There's one in my podcast, the Peaceful Birth podcast I have. You could listen to those and then choose to feel the truth of those affirmations. My body was made to do this. My vagina is super stretchy. And while you're doing that, you can work on fully relaxing your pelvic floor at those places where your partner is like doing the massage. You can feel where their fingers are and just fully like relax into that sensation and let your body release tension. It's a really sweet way to get to know your pelvic floor, and a really sweet way to experience like, oh, there's a little more pressure and stretch here than I normally experience, and I'm safe. Well, first I would give them my free birth class. The link is in my bio, and that can be really helpful just to give you more information. And for moms that are wanting more support, I'd have them do a call with me, and I just talk about like how they're feeling and what's going on, what is the birth that they're really wanting to have. A lot of the time, we have all of our attention on what it is that we don't want. And that can distract us from putting our attention and making choices in alignment with what it is that we do want. So that's the first thing that I like to support moms with, is getting clear on like, what do you want to experience for your birth? What matters to you? And whenever I ask this question, the parent or the mom will often be like, oh, I really want this peaceful birth and I don't want to tear and I don't want my provider to do this thing, and so we have to kind of work, like I'll give them a reflection around like, I noticed that you kept putting a lot of attention on what it is that you don't want. And we have to do it a few times until they could really finally be like, okay, I want this like really peaceful, unmedicated experience, and I want my partner to be there, and I want to catch my own baby, until we like get to the point where they're really feeling in their body like, wow, that would just be amazing. And then believing that that is possible. Not only that that is possible, but helping them to see that the birth that they really want is the most likely scenario. Because most of the time, if you are a healthy person and you want an unmedicated natural birth, or you want to have spontaneous pushing and catch your own baby, or any of those normal biological processes that are involved with birth, if you want to experience that, it's more likely that you will, especially if you prepare. Oh, totally. Yeah, there's so much processing we have to do around things that we see in the world. And often those stories really don't apply to them, or there's some like unique, weird situation that had to do with that person, and it really has nothing to do with you or your plan, and is not like something that applies to you. Yeah, I see a lot of moms are like, I'm gonna just learn everything that I need to know from free social media content. And I feel like, there's a lot of great content. I put content out there, obviously, like I believe in the power of free content. You can learn so much, but not everyone's gonna have the same opinion. Not everyone is gonna share something that's evidence-based with you. I see people sharing things like stories and tips, that come from a place of their own fear or lack of knowledge, and that can impact you negatively. It's really great to get in touch with a coach or someone who can like is trained a professional, you know, who can like really support you with those proven tools. Yeah, I remember going to pelvic floor PT and with 2 different people in my second pregnancy, had a wildly different experience with each one. One, I felt like I was being fingered wearing oversized basketball shorts, like in this weirdly lit room under this bright light with like a bunch of men talking outside the room, like doing like physical therapy stuff, you know, at a physical therapy place. And then I went to another one to get internal work, and she like did like vulva massage and did like while she was doing internal massage, was really showing me like what was going on in my pelvic floor, was really consent based and talked me through every single step. And I understood so much more about like what was going on in my body. I was way more relaxed, and it took a lot longer, and it was just a wildly more positive experience. I feel like a lot of women say like, I just want to have like a tight vagina, you know, like they'll just be like, you do the Kegels so that you can have a tight vagina, and that's like the way that they like try to address it. But a lot of people don't realize that balance is so much more beneficial than like if you're overly have too much tension, that can lead to a lot of challenges.